Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Bernie here, giving you yet another video here on the channel, giving the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions. And guys, I'm in my Liverpool kit. I just watched the Arsenal v Liverpool game. It was an amazing game to watch. Jota, shout out to him. But we're not here to talk about Liverpool. We're not here to talk about soccer. We're here to talk about the late-breaking news coming out of LA, as if the Clippers could not get any more bad press. It seems to get worse and worse every time, and we have now officially know that Doc Rivers is going to be parting ways with the LA Clippers. This is, of course, coming from Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN. He talks about it right here in this tweet, if I can pull it up, right here. He says, Coach Rivers is out with the Clippers, sources tell ESPN. So we know that it was kind of the writing was on the wall, right? Because we saw that Doc Rivers has been with the LA Clippers since 2013, and I called it the night of calling the Clippers the biggest frauds in the NBA. The thing with the LA Clippers is that they really didn't have I don't know. They felt like there was a team that was more towards beating the Lakers. It was a team that was more towards beating everybody else besides, you know, the Denver Nuggets and all these other NBA teams. It felt like they were so focused on the LA Lakers that they lost track of who they really should beat right in front of them. And this kind of, I think this stems from Doc Rivers. You know, Doc Rivers, since 2013, he's joined the LA Clippers. That LA Clippers team really should have had some championships on their roster, right? It goes back to the Chris Paul, Lob City days, and it goes to even now with Kawhi Leonard and the Paul George team. It is absolutely atrocious, and you know, I fully blame not only Doc Rivers but the front office. I blame the players, because really that team should have been to the Western Conference Finals, played the LA Lakers, and we would have had a very interesting topic to talk about. Instead, we know that the LA Lakers are going to be in the finals against the Miami Heat, and we know that the LA Clippers are tired of being in the shadow of their younger brother known as the LA Lakers. And we see this time and time again from Doc Rivers. We've seen this time and time again from Steve Ballmer. We've seen this time and time again from this franchise. Something needs to change dramatically in there. I think they need to get away from Staples Center. I think they need to go to Inglewood, which I think is the rumored destination. I think they're going to be taking over the Forum, if I'm not mistaken, and have a stadium out there. But they definitely need to do a much better job, because to be honest with you guys, this is absolutely ridiculous that the LA Clippers are in this predicament, right? They should be in a much better predicament. They should be winning more games. They should be in the NBA Finals right now, or at least in the Western Conference Finals, at least. Even if it was a 7-game series, I could see Doc Rivers staying on the team. But I think this is also a great move for Doc Rivers. I think it's time for a change of scenery with Doc Rivers. I think he should move on to a different team, you know, take on another kind of championship contending team, because I think Doc Rivers has the ability to do that. You know, he won a championship for my Boston Celtics, which I am greatly appreciative of. But I would like to see him move on to another team and see him try and contend with another set of players, another different organization. Because we know that Doc Rivers is an excellent coach. It's just the other stuff he's not so good at. And that's, of course, you know, player personnel, picking up players, knowing which players to get and not to get. And even though this was a great collection of Clippers players in this current season, I still think they could have done a much better job of making more team unity, you know, kind of understand Kawhi Leonard's fit, what is his situation with him. But I thought they could have done a much better job. So it's a little disappointing to see that Doc Rivers is officially out of LA, and we're going to see what happens with everything else going on. Just kind of wanted to make a quick video on it. When I saw the tweet from Adrian Wojnarowski, I had to hop on and see what happened. I mean, if we even look at, let's kind of take a look at Doc Rivers' coaching history. All right, kind of looking at the history of Doc Rivers, we kind of see this from here, right? So he coached from 99, but let's kind of go from like the Boston Celtics days, right? You know, he was 45-37 in 2005. 2005-2006, he was 33 wins. And even kind of going to LA, you know, he really didn't have a lull year until that 2017-2018 year. And I believe that's when they got rid of everybody. They were 42-40. And then the next year afterwards, you know, they were the surprise team, went 48-34. And then this year in 2020, they only won 49 games, obviously due to the pandemic, kind of shortening out, I believe, the games, if I'm not mistaken, by a little bit. So they obviously didn't finish a full season. I think Doc Rivers would have had more wins, but at the same time, we kind of saw this kind of writing on the wall. We saw how there was rumors that teammates were eye-rolling when Paul George was saying, we're going to run this back next year. I think that the experiment is over for LA, and we're going to definitely see a different type of team coming up next year. As unfortunate as it is to say, I wish that the LA Clippers would have played a lot better. I wish they would have been a much better team, because obviously for media people like myself and many others that are more notoriety and have more fame than me, you know, we want the LA Clippers LA Lakers rivalry there, because I think it's a great storyline. You can build different storylines, you can talk about different things. You know, Sham probably could have gotten some stories, Adrian Wojnarowski could have gotten some stories, we could have seen some Sham wow, some Woj bombs, and it would have been a cooler series. But unfortunately the LA Clippers had the Lakers on their minds instead of every other team that they had to face in the conference. I mean, they kind of lulled a little bit in the first round. They played the Denver Nuggets in the next round. They lulled there, and that's why the Denver Nuggets got to the Western Conference Finals. And meanwhile, you had the LA Clippers going home early at the same time that the Toronto Raptors did. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. Let me know, what team do you think Doc Rivers would be a great coach for? I think I could definitely see him maybe trying going for the Philadelphia 76ers job. I can see him going for a lot of these other kind of teams. You know, it would be an interesting situation. Maybe the Indiana Pacers go for Doc Rivers. I mean, Doc Rivers has a lot of plethora of options as a head coach. Like I said, I never doubt Doc Rivers as a coach. It's just the player personnel, and as a GM, it's a little bit suspect at best. But anyway, guys, like I said, my name is Bernie. Here on The Charge, giving the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions. And guys, if you aren't subscribed yet, what are you guys doing? Hit that subscribe button. It's the red button notification. Also remember to hit that noti bell. And also, guys, please remember, we're only about 300 subscribers away from hitting that magical 1,000 number. Anyway, guys, like I said, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.